All right.
Okay.
All right, Keith. So guys, I just want to welcome you guys to Peak Performance Outsourcing, and today I have Keith Thompson on. Keith actually has several questions that he would like to ask me about outsourcing, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys out there will have pretty similar questions to Keith. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to answer them for you guys, and then towards the end I'm going to teach you guys, or I'll give you the resources on how you guys will be able to go out there and actually learn how to actually train a VA and hire your own outsourcers for your company as well. So with all ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Keith. Keith, can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Mike, I've been doing some internet marketing for quite a while now. And one of my problems has been sort of jumping about from kind of platform to platform. And I settled really on Facebook ads and also Shopify, which is partly why I'm here, because I want to find out a little bit more about that. I want to sort of stick around in that kind of region for a little while. I'm from the UK, so, you know, obviously international perspective on everything. And I'll be really looking forward to finding out what the score is with regard to the kind of outsourcing that you're talking about, Mike.
Okay. So if you could, like, what type of business it is that you have right now and that you're looking to grow through outsourcing?
Well, my business is, my background is public relations. Okay. So, you know, coming in from a sort of press angle, sort of traditional press angle. Obviously, that has all been modified now with the onset of social media and also the you know, video marketing. So, obviously, I'm updating my skills. I'm no spring chicken. Obviously, making sure that I don't get stuck in a rut with with this same technology that maybe has been going around for 10 years. So, really, it's from that perspective. And we've got a business which is music PR, music promotion, those areas. So it's that kind of niche that we're looking at the moment. So obviously, from my perspective, I'd like to find out a little bit more about how that can be optimized using the techniques, you know, from the course that you're actually going to launch, Mike.
Okay, interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and let's switch the tables around a bit, and you can get into the questions that you have for me, and I'll be glad to answer them.
Okay, Mike. Well, we've discussed briefly about the kind of business models that we've been that I've been involved with, and I certainly have some knowledge about your business model. But could you just give us a short description of the kind of business model that you really favour as one that would suit outsourcing?
Gotcha. Okay. In my opinion, outsourcing can really be used across several different platforms. When I first started outsourcing, I was actually working a full-time job, and I had a real estate business which required, well, we actually bought people's homes, and the way that we did that was we sent out mail pieces, and we had our phone number on a particular mail piece, and the people, the individuals, the homeowners would call that phone number, and then it would be routed to a voicemail. And from there, I was actually taking the calls, gathering information from those individuals, all while working at a job. So when calls would come in, it was coming directly to my cell phone. So I was answering the phone at work, putting my job at risk. And at that point, I realized, hey, what if I had someone else to answer the phones for me, and gather all the information needed, and then while when I'm at home, I can actually return those phone calls of individuals. So that's how initially I got started, and from that point on, it just grew to other things that I started outsourcing to, help grow my business and things from that nature.
Yeah. So really, that was your first outsourcing job. That was my second question, really. That was the first outsourcing job. You wanted somebody to answer the phone initially, which is a big, it's a big labor-intensive thing, isn't it? Exactly. Because it's basically customer care, isn't it? You've got to be able to answer those calls.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Okay. And if you were sort of, advising somebody along the lines of, what to start with regard to outsourcing, what would it be that kind of job really that would that be the first thing you'd say to people? You need somebody to answer your phones, first of all.
Well, from that point of view, at that time when I had that particular business, that was the thing that was actually taking the most of my time. So if I was to tell someone, what should you start with? I would say you need to start with the one task that's taking the most of your day. And for me, that was it. So when I took that portion of it out, I was then able to, focus on other areas of my business. And ultimately, that's how I was able to grow it from there, because I took, let's say, I have 24 hours in a day, and taking phone calls is, taking up 5 hours of my day. Well, if I hire someone else, I pay someone else, for 5 hours of work. Now I free up 5 hours for myself. So, I would tell them, hey, look at your business from, an overview and say what's taking up the most of my time, and then that's what you can look into outsourcing at that point.
Gotcha. So, but generally, we're talking. Just going back to the first question, Mike. We are talking about physical goods, aren't we? We're not talking about info products with this product that you're launching very soon.
With this product, it's geared towards small business owners. It can be geared towards individuals who have online businesses, who have offline businesses. I think really everyone can benefit from outsourcing. Everyone can benefit from, hiring individuals to help them within their business.
Yeah. So why do you think otherwise, really business savvy people have a difficulty with outsourcing? What do you think scares them?
I think what scares them is that usually individuals who start their own businesses, they take a lot of pride, in their business. Not saying that, that's a bad thing, but they take so much pride in their business that it's hard to actually let certain things go and pass off, certain activities to another individual. And especially if they don't know these individuals and they're just hiring them, they have so much pride in their business that, trust becomes an issue. So I would say that, most business savvy people, they're afraid of giving up control, and that's what's holding them back from outsourcing.
Okay, that's a question I wanted to come to later, but we might as well look at it now, Mike. This issue of trust, I think that's people are people, and I suppose they have this natural guarded instinct, really, against somebody perhaps who lives in another part of the world. And what would you say to someone? I mean, well, let's put it another way. How do you trust somebody? How do you know that you're going to get that service from somebody and not going to run away with your idea? Which I'm guessing, certainly from going on the forums, Laboratory, and those types of forums, that people are like pulling away from. They think, yeah, I'm going to be ripped off here or whatever. What would you say to those people?
What I would say, and actually, I mean, that's a legitimate concern that you should have.
Sure.
And ways that you can prevent that is you could, have them sign, a contract, a non-compete agreement, or a non-disclosure, or something along those lines. In the past, I've just put trust into these individuals. I do interviews with them, several rounds of interviews. I also have my team interview them as well. But then again, I mean, sometimes you can have individuals that slip through the cracks. And,
Sure.
I'll put trust into someone until they give me reason not to. It's really tough there. But at the same time, you have to look at it like it's a business. You can learn from your mistakes, and in the future, hey, that was a lesson that you learned.
Okay, good. Thank you. And what would you say to those people who think they don't have enough work to outsource, that they're not big enough yet?
I'm going to say, if you have a business, you have enough work. Because a lot of businesses, they require, someone being active in it. You can start them off. You don't have to hire an individual full time. You can actually start off and have your first outsourcer be a part-time individual working, let's say, 2 hours a day. And then as your business grows, then you can start to give them more hours, or, bring on more outsourcers as well.
Sure.
I'm sorry,
It's all right. No problem. Is it?
Let that pass.
Okay. we can edit.
No. No.
You okay?
All right.
Okay, Mike. Good. And so, in this course that you're about to launch, is there a formula or a proven strategy, say, where you say, right, okay, my business is worth, I don't know, 100K a year or 50K a year or a million or whatever it is? Is there a sort of formula that you're going to reveal that would allow people to say, well, actually, I've got this Mike Nelson course now, and I can, I can confidently say to myself, yeah, I'm ready to outsource.
Yeah, I mean, one thing, that I will be speaking about in the course is the ability to scale your business. And the way that I like to look at that is I like to look at it as when I look at my business, I say, what's one thing that's making us the most money in our business? And let's say if that's advertising, okay? Okay, how is this advertising? If I go out there and I hire someone else to do this, okay, and it frees up my time, then what if I hire two of those people? If I'm making $100,000 with one of these people, this individuals that's handling my advertising, what if I hire two people? Now, and my business is going to go up to 2,000 or 200,000 or more. So, I get into detail a lot about that and, how to scale your business through growing your team in the course.
Okay, that's good. And would you be able to reveal the kind of areas in the world that outsourcing works best? Who are the best workers?
Yes. I mean, and that I can actually go into that for hours. One of my favorite areas is the Philippines to hire my outsourced workers. I also have individuals that work for me in the United States. The Philippines, it's great because they actually can work U.S. hours, but then some of them are actually so used to working overnight their time, which is during the morning hours in the U.S. So I mean, it's great, and their English is great. They're very dedicated, really trustworthy individuals. So that would be one of my areas that I actually, like to hire in.
Of course, going back to the top of the interview, Mike, and your first outsourcing post was answering the phone. And of course, if you've got that parity between the States and Philippines, on the time scales, then obviously that's going to work pretty well, isn't it? If somebody's answering the phones for you, and customer care is so important, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's got to be central to it's got to be central to all this, has it not?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And in terms of another question I've seen on the forums is, will you be revealing also the best agencies to use to hire outsourcers?
Oh yes. There's no secret to that actually. One of them being Odesk, which actually just recently changed their name to I believe it's Upwork.com.
Okay.
And that's actually where we hire and we manage a lot of our workers. So yeah, and I'll also speak about some other sites that I actually used in the past and my experience with those as well as local sites as well.
Okay. Well, thanks very much, Mike. If there's nothing else that you've certainly answered my questions,
definitely,
and I'll certainly be waving $1 at this course for sure.
All right. Well, I'll take back over and keep. That was actually really good. Those questions were great. For you guys out there that is watching this video right now, and if you would like to get notifications on when Peak Performance Outsourcing will be available, you can actually enter your name and your email address below, and you'll receive notifications. And once we release that course, you guys will be able to get access for that as well. So again, thanks, Keith, and everyone out there that's watching. Look forward to having you guys in Peak Performance Outsourcing, and catch you later.
Pleasure, Mike, and good luck with the course on the launch.